Hi! Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Today's video will be about how I learned to draw some Sonic OCs. Um, at first I didn't know how to draw Sonic, so here's my first drawing by random guess. It looks bad. um, I tried doing some studying to uh, figure out how to draw him. Here are some of my sketches. Uh, I tried to figure out what type of clothing my OC should wear since she's female, and I think I went with something like this kind of look. Now, I'll be showing you how I learned to do some of the processing on drawing them. Now, trying to learn how to draw a Sonic OC or just the structure and how Sonic looks was actually quite difficult. I went in Pinterest and I guess mostly Pinterest I used as reference. Probably not the best place for a few people who would want to get some ideas, but for some it worked, for some it doesn't. Excuse me. My voice isn't doing so well, so. Anyways, when I was trying to learn to do their faces, I saw how almost about every character has different types of eyes. Some have just two separate eyes, some have an eye that's like together with just a little bump that separates them. And one tricky part is trying to make them like closed eyes or I guess any type of face expression. I just went with having them with open eyes. I didn't know how else to do that since I still need to learn that. And as you can see here, I did mine as like just a hedgehog type of character. I was thinking on going with a more style of like tails. His eyes are like separate, but as you can see here, Sonic's and Shadow's, Amy's, and I think also Silver's eyes are like together and just have this little itty bitty bump that separates them. This doesn't go for all characters, only a few. And if I'm correct, in the movies, they keep them separate and use a little color that makes them look like, I think that they're together or not, but it suits that style. Anyways, I mostly had to look into Amy's kind of design. And I tried going for a different kind of style in eyelashes, but it was quite difficult. Anyways, I just stuck with the type of eyelashes that Amy Rose would have, and for drawing like the pupil eyes, that it actually depends. You could have thin, small ones like the very first ones I just did right now, or you could have very big eyes. I went for the style of doing big eyes because I find them to be really cute. characters, they have a very tiny, small nose. Not like how Sonic, Shadow, and probably also Silver have a long nose that sticks out. The females tend to usually have small little triangular noses that don't stick out that much. Just like a little bump. Anyways, when I was trying to draw this character, or well, like, understand the structure of it, I used a mirroring tool that Clip Studio has. It's on the left side. For like a human body of a structure of a female, it's basically almost like an hourglass. And when I was looking through Pinterest, the structure of the females also has like a type of hourglass, and it feels a bit more simple to actually draw. And it helped me to draw like not an accurate human structure of a female, but this helps. Drawing the legs, females tend to have like their legs pointing more inwards than outwards. Males, I think, have it differently and point outwards. As you can see here, the female's legs point or go more inwards. Our female model or structure. Now we have to be doing the male. Now this varies because Shadow and Sonic's models are both different. Their body isn't really the same. Sonic is more like round and I guess a little bit with more fat in it, not in a bad way. And Shadow's is like more, I guess, buffed up or has more fat at the top and he's more skinnier at the bottom. So it very much varies on what kind of character you're trying to make. Do you want your character to be skinny, chubby, or any of that? Muscular, I'm not sure about that. But this is how I interpreted it or figured it out. Now, Sonic's eyes are a bit more big and round. I don't know where else to go with that. But now, another thing is that, as I said before, for male noses, they're a bit more big and stick out, while the females is smaller and don't stick out as much as the males. I think this only goes for some males, not all males. It also depends on what kind of creature they are. And just like before, I tried going from biggish, cutesy, roundish eyes, but I think I stuck with that kind of style for the females, while the males have a more serious kind of ish look on the eyes. As you can see here, the male's legs are more like pointed outwards, while the female's is more pointed inwards. I think this probably also goes for like almost like a actual human kind of a person. Females' legs, as in real life, they do stick into more like pointing inwards, while the males don't. Both are male and female. Now we're gonna put some little notes here so you know some of the things and the differences that a male hedgehog and a female hedgehog have. handwriting's a little too small. Technically, that's the brush size, but sorry if it's hard to read. Pause the video to read through these little side notes that I put. It's basically what we already talked about, but there it is. You're done with the information. Now it's for character design. And little James is here to tell us. Not actually, just a nice little drop. Also, James is my friend. Come on, James, hurry! How do we do the character design for our OCs? Hurry. Come on, break it in. Break it in. Move it. Move it. Sure taking his time. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. I guess he's taking his time. He doesn't want us to see. Oh no! Oh, there you go! Anyways, here are my little sketches on how I designed everyone. On some of the top left side is my OC, and I tried doing mistakes design. I guess his was more of a struggle since I tried going for his original design that I did that's on our banner. Here's my first attempt on drawing my OC. Not really great. A little cute, but still needs some work. I changed up the design. This looks ugly. It's getting there. Just needs more improvement. I feel like it almost looks like a half Rouge and half Amy. Oops. Actually needed to a better, more best design, the style that I actually love. Probably the eyes could have been fixed, but we can do that with Clip Studio Paint. Not sponsored. Does look a little like Amy. I mostly designed this outfit by some of my similarities with my other OCs. Has a little diamond shape on the chest and a few other more gem shapes. Now we get started onto Zero's design. His design was a bit more easier, and some of these sketches, it was quite difficult to get their quills in a nice style. I also had it in a more similar way towards shadows, so I'm more reference like that. The top left drawing isn't that great, but we're almost getting there. The bottom one is actually way better, and it's in more development. As you can see, I struggled with the quills on the forehead. Both of them were going towards something, I guess like other OCs have. No, how Silver the Hedgehog has it. Silver has his quills on his forehead going upwards, and when you think about it, that's kind of almost the way you would do beings for like actual people here. You would have the little front and the other types on the back. Now here's his final design. I actually love this. I love so much how this character came out. Oh, it's so nice. It's also similar to his more little fox creature design that I have him in, but this works too. And there's some number zeros on the gloves, so there's a few references to that, and I guess also references towards shadow. Now we into the final results of mistakes design. I tried incorporating also the same original somewhat design of his OC. Well, the design of his character, I mean, with a few little adjustments, also looking similar like Sonic. That's really love Sonic. I think he's a symbol for Sonic. Not really much to say about this. Yep. And now here's the some little face expressions that I tried to make for everyone. For my OC on the very top, we have a shocked or surprised kind of expression, kind of like questioning, then sleepy, then embarrassed, and for mistakes, same thing, embarrassed and shocked and sad because his coat fell. In Zero's design, well, it speaks for itself. Like not really caring about anything. That's why there's a dot. Then his angry. Then also his embarrassed. And everybody looks so cute. Oh, and right now I try to check their heights. So I try using the lasso tool to put over top on the female one. See if their heights are similar. Anyways. Now we will get into the character's design, as in bringing them my sketches into digital. Here's me trying to use the structures of the models that I made. Not really great. I did this as a quick little sketch. Not my best kind.
I also used, oh, if you're wondering how I did the mirror kind of tool in Clip Studio Paint, on the very left side, we have a little bar of our tools. If you can see this right triangle ruler, if you click that, then it should say somewhere there, like using the asymmetry or the mirror tool. You just then put your line down to how or where you would like to reflect it. You can hold a shift on your keyboard to make a nice straight line. And I hope that was helpful. Anyways, I tried adding like a little gem kind of shape onto my character's chest, and these little rings or collars are gonna be colored blue. Since Shadow's my favorite character, I tried using a bunch of rings, as in, I think they're called inhibitor rings. There's more lore to this character, but I'm not gonna say it here. For the skirt, I guess it is like kind of like Amy's design. Just a few little tweaks up of my own kind of stuff that I like. Doing the shoes was actually the most interesting part. Everything on the top, for the outfit, I knew what kind of way I wanted it. But for the shoes, they can switch into like almost like Shadows, not roller ski, air shoes. My bad. But it's almost more similar like that way. There can be like running heel shoes or sliding ear shoes. That's why I added some little bitty circles on the back to make it seem like they're, I guess, like roller skates. Doing the fingers or hands, I did it actually not that very detailed, just something very fast. It's not perfect, but it will do. So for my character's little heart on the head, I actually wanted it to be stuck with the hair, or well, quills, but it felt up a little bit out of the way, so I decided to make it like a little floating thing, almost like how the chows have
the little circle ball above their heads. Now that we're done with my characters, somewhat of vision model design of an OC, now we're gonna get started on the Mia's design. We're gonna be doing the stakes design, and save the best for last, since these two are a little bit more straightforward and don't have much detail. And actually, the reason I didn't do much detail for the two of us is because when I was looking more into like Sonic characters, I realized how some don't have much an exaggerated amount of detail. Sonic has his shoes, his gloves, and his blue color. Simple and straightforward. Shadow has almost a little bit more detail. His air shoes, his gloves, his inhibitor rings, his fluff on his chest, and actually it almost looks like a cute little heart. That's adorable. And his red highlights. Almost the same thing can be said about Silver. A few different styles of quills on his head. Gloves, shoes, and then if we go to the females, Amy Rose has also like a simple design, not overly exaggerated. That's why I try to make mine a little bit more simple. Amy Rose basically has almost like inhibitor rings, and also like a dress and her shoes, and if I'm right, under her skirt it's like a little white kind of cloth or clothing kind of thing that's under the skirt. So that's a little bit more detail. So it's also like simple and straightforward. For Rouge's design, it's a little bit more towards detail-ish. Not overly extremely exaggerated, but somewhere a little bit more simple. Cream's design, also simple. Blaze is a bit more simple as well. A few little details here and there. But I think in the IDW comics, or almost any other comic of Sonic, other characters have a little more detail into them, but not all of them. So, as you see, some Sonic OCs have an exaggerated amount of stuff on them and details. It's not bad. That's how everybody would want it to be. Or that depends on how you would want to design it. There's no right or wrong way, just that this is how I wanted to go with it. Something simple and almost like easy to animate. So if it were to be like an actual character put into the Sonic games or shows or comics or anything, it's a little simple to understand their design and will be easy to put into or make. I think I tried making them into some boots, so
probably almost like silvers. I think this goes towards all three of my OCs that I made. I just really like it. It depends how you would want to put some clothing on your characters. When I was trying to do his quills, I had to look into Sonic's actual design. I think if you look up how Sonic's face in front, side view, top view, under view, and all of that, his front view doesn't have his quills going up like Shadow. His quills are a bit more tightened up inwards and down. And I tried incorporating into this design of Mistakes after looking more into it. And in Mistakes design, he has like a little swoopish on his forehead, so I tried including that as well. I think more later on, I included like a cowlick. If you don't know what a cowlick is, it's almost like a little hair strand that sticks up all the time, like the little heart that was on Crystal's design. I mean, right, the female's OC. I add something like that towards all three of us. I just couldn't let them be all like plain, nothing up there. And also simple finger design, keeping the 3 fingers to the right. That's why there's a big chunk. Then little finger right there as the pointer finger at the top. I messed up with this asymmetry too. So we have 2. Now we're gonna get started into Zero's design. His design required a little bit more detailish. Some similarities to Shadow, but not all of them. Shadow is a bit more like an angry-ish, expressive kind of look, so I tried doing something like that towards Zero's design. It all depends on how the shape of the eyes you would want them to be. Shadow has them almost like 2 lines, 2 straight lines pointing down towards the nose, and some round ones. But for Zero's, I tried making it like not an angry kind of look, but like a meh, like chill, relax, but almost slightly angry, not entirely. That's why his eyes are a little bit more different. Not round, just almost like a cube cut like form. As I said before, ears vary, so you can change the type of eyes you would like them to be. I don't know how to how to do their eyebrows yet, so I'm limited on eye expressions. quills is basically like shadows. You can, from the front view, you can see his quills pointing outwards. So that's actually pretty fun and easy to do. And for his highlights, I tried making them a little bit more different. Not like a straight streak of highlight like how Shadow has. More like an electric or lightning type. And for this one, we're gonna be coloring it into purple.
And it's totally not because his favorite color is purple.
A few little details on the quills. And now we're going to the clothing in a bit. As you saw, we did his bangs since his little fox character design also has bangs and they like overlap, so I tried including that with this one too. For his clothing, it also stuck with his similar original design, but with a little bit more details. He has almost like a little collar on of where he can pull up like a hood. Not sure how that would look since his quills would be in the way, but it's there. Then he's wearing a shirt with sleeves. The wrinkling parts, like, to show that's a little bit going towards up. I don't really know how to explain the wrinkles on a shirt for a character. As you saw, we're now getting to the part of doing like his legs, and his arms are basically done. I did bandages because that's towards some more detailed backstory lore. Similar to Shadow, inhibitor rings, gloves, and no pants. that sounds wrong. That sounds wrong. Anyways, now we get into doing his shoes. They're not exactly like Shadow's ear shoes, because if I'm correct, when we did talk, he told me how he would make shoes similar to, or better than Shadow's air shoes. So I tried designing something similar but better. As you can see, his shoes are now about complete. A lot of colors, but that's to help me separating some stuff. It has like a little strap that holds down his foot with the shoes so that when he's sliding, or I guess floating, they don't come off. And as you see, they have almost like a little gem on there, like a little point at the very end. I mean, at the very front of the shoe. I guess it's almost to show like it's my own kind of brand of shoes and he bought them for me. And as you saw, the gloves also have like a little circle as in to be like the number 0. That's just a few little small designs, and I also tried to fix up the hands, though it doesn't really matter since it is a sketch. I forgot to mention, but I also added his cowlick. More like, also like in his quills, sharp, almost like a lightning kind of fish, to show his powerful, I guess. And now we get to a little messy outline. This isn't really too important, so I'll just let it go really fast. Zip, zip. Size. There's some, as you know, Shadow has some little highlights near his eyes, so I tried adding that, but if I add 2 little pointy parts, he then looks like a female, so I wasn't too sure on whether to include it or not. I think I'm also about done with this, but as you can see here, on his chest he also has a little itty bitty fluff sticking out, but his clothing is mostly covering it. A few little touches to help me figure out where the eyes are, and a very messy outline-ish design. It helps it to be a little bit more cleaner. This will also be for my character and mistakes. So, a quick little time lapse, I guess. Let's go! You still waiting for me to say what else? No. I'm just checking that the heights are right. Anyways, towards the next thing. Me and Mistakes eyes look so creepy. I tried checking their heights so that they're taller and Mistakes semi-tall, and yeah. And yes, now we're actually gonna do character outline, and our little friend here tell us about this is Kip. Hi. Uh-oh. Not again. Not again. It's gonna take so long. Pull it in. Show us what that character outline's gonna be, or how to do it. Hurry up. Everyone, come on. Tell Kip to hurry it up. Move it. Move it! Now we're gonna be doing character outline. Well, not really. The outline of the image, but well, it is a character outline, so we're gonna clean it up a bit more. Now, this is still like a random little sketch of a reference, so it's not gonna be a ginormous artwork. So, we're gonna do a nice quick outline for my OC, and then mistakes, and then zeros. There's really not much to say about this. I guess we might as well speed things up and just get, I guess, to the final product. Oh, no, we can't forget about coloring. Why don't you all say anything? Hmm? Don't keep quiet. You have to remember sketching, cleanup, outline, coloring, and what's next? Now we're done with our character outline. Thank you, Leaf. Now we're gonna do character coloring. Oh, I think I misspelled that. Me or Leaf? Who knows? Leaf's another friend. Anyways, show us the character outline. I mean color. Color. My bad. I hope I'm not too loud for everyone. And hopefully it didn't hurt your ears. Yep. Character outline's done. Now we're gonna do coloring. Now, whenever you're doing coloring, it's best to name all of your layers. I almost put slides or files. But files also come into play. As you can see on our right, well, as we're coloring. First, it's best to name all your files. I mean, your layers. If you don't name your layers, then you're gonna be scrolling through a lot of things, and you'd have to be clicking the little eyeball off and on to figure out which layer is which. By naming your layers, it makes it so much more easier for the person drawing. Keeps them organized and allows them to know where everything is. That way, you don't have to go wandering around through everything. Another thing to do, which is probably for a few apps, not every app, is to put it all in a folder. And you can also name these folders. On my right, I didn't name my layers, so oops. But I did put them in a folder. By having it in a folder, it keeps everything in there, depending on what you chose to put in it.
and it makes it also a bit more organized. I guess almost like a professional way. I don't really know that part. But you can also name the folder. So it's another way to keep you organized if you have a lot of folders with many layers. Maybe in one folder you have your character. The next folder you have your background, sky, cities, and etc. Another way, or another thing you can do, is color. As you see on the same place where layers are. My bad. I forget sometimes since I talk way too fast. At least from what I can think of. Anyways, Clip Studio allows you, also not sponsored, Clip Studio allows you to color your layers. It's another easy way to, I guess, be a bit more organized with your layers. Keeps it nice and separate. Maybe you can keep a nice little key in your head or on a piece of paper, knowing which each color means. Maybe in your folder of your character, it can have maybe red color for like, oh, these are the eyes. Oh, orange is for clothing. Pink is for hair, I guess? It all depends. But you can choose a lot on the coloring. You can just choose on the colors that are available in there for you, or you can choose a more variety of colors, depending on what you want. Anyways, this has helped me a lot. So I hope you find it useful for you as well. Anyways, we're gonna be coloring everything for all of our characters. What we're doing right now is just the base coloring. It mostly allows us to separate everything. Talking about coloring, when I was looking a little bit more into Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog, their coloring is very different. You have their comics, the games, animation, and etc. You can have it very detailed or very simplistic. Sometimes in the comics, they have a basic normal coloring. Almost, I guess, like an anime. You have their base color, simple shadows, and simple little highlights. It's pretty easy. Anyways, when doing shadows, it's best to know where your light source is. Though, I think I just did my shadows at random. But it's more useful to have a light source. Well, we're gonna speed things up since there's, I don't think there isn't really much to say about this. Just depends on how you do your shadows. It also varies for the type of style that you're doing, what kind of character you have, the lighting, and etc. So let's speed things up with coloring, everyone.
points I would like to put on the canvas, because there are some things that should be changed. But speaking with their design, I would say Zero's design was perfect. But yeah, his color choice could be a bit perfect, since his clothing tends to blend in with his quills, and that doesn't seem quite right. For my character, yeah, it has an odd face, and it could be fixed. And for Mistake's character, he's looking a little funny, but obviously this is just a quick little drawing of everyone. Not really cleaned up, well, but anyways, forget about that. Oh, don't forget. But now we're gonna actually start in the full art. So, a sketch. Excuse me, my bird's watching. She's small. Anyways, this is Glitch, and Glitch is gonna allow us to go and sketch. Once he finally changes this. Go! Now we're on to sketching a big drawing. I think I'm gonna do it like this now, where I give you all the information that I've learned and use all of that information to make a ginormous drawing with all of it. I didn't do a full body on this, just like probably all the way to the stomach or torso. And I try to include everyone's height, and and when things are really far away, they tend to get blurry and fade out. So the color saturation, I think it's saturation, starts to go lighter and lighter. Just in case you didn't know that, that's just a normal little art tip. There's not much to see about this, I think, but we apply the same things we learned. Circle for the head, and for the males' bodies, or also females. It all varies on what kind of shape or form you want it to be. The male forms could be bigger chest, lower bottoms part, rounded, squared. I'm waiting for a square look. I don't think I know how to do Shadow's kind of body, so it makes us not bad, but I prefer this method. For the female, think of it like an hourglass.
time we're gonna be doing the big eye shape. Mystake's eyes are gonna be a bit more like Sonic, so rounded. For mine, not like Amy's, but like my own little art style that I do. Sorry if I sound weird. I'm not that well right now, but I still wanted to give you all a nice little video since I've taken quite a while. Oh, and I might be streaming on Twitch. I'm working on a little thing that will be a bit more better for watching these videos on drawings or gaming or even live streaming. And whoever gets it right, get pinned in the comments down below. Try to guess what it is. No, it's probably obvious. Anyways, my character's eyes are a bit more pointed up, and Stakes are rounded like Sonic's. Oh my god, I almost said Shadow as for Zero. But I mean, Zero's is gonna be not exactly like Shadow's, but just a few similarities. But his are a bit more like chill, relaxing kind of. Eyes are about complete, and our noses and our almost our mouth. We'll have to get started on a few other things. I kind of try to add like some deep dark eyelashes to all three of them. Sorry, I just don't know how to explain this last part. It's basically just a full art of combining all that we learned. Oh, as for the noses, they're sticking out, pointed, because they're males, and then like small little dot of a button for my character. And big eyes, because it's cute. Kawaii! Well, I think that's just saying cute and cute twice. And that's just the kind of art style I like to do. Anyways, whenever I'm doing a different kind of thing on my characters, I try to separate them out with different colors. I think I saw this in a few of my other videos. I guess I should make it a separate video. Well, I don't know when. Anyways, I use different colors to separate everything. So, for example, for my character, it's light bluish for the hair, and maybe for clothing, it's green. This could go the same for everybody else. They have their own separated colors for their hairs, clothing, and maybe even details. This is just a little thing I do because it tends to help me out to separate things out. sometimes stone. I would mostly use red for the body, green for the hair, and blue for the clothing. The green and the blue tend to switch a lot, I think. But I don't always stick with that. It changes so a lot. But anyways, we'll plan everything out, how it will look. Then we're gonna continue on from there. Oh, if you're wondering on how I did Sarah's hand, I might do a hand video, though it won't be that useful. I don't really have any big way on doing this, but whenever I was doing a bit more searching on drawing Sonic, or, well, Sonic-based characters or LCs, I found it to be a little bit more easier to understand on how to do it. I don't know, that's just my little weird thing. Done. We're sketching, and as we had done from before, we're not gonna do outline. And the one to tell us this is Mistake. Hi. Anyways, Mistake will now show us how to do our outline. It's basically we're basically doing the same thing that we did before: sketching, outline, coloring, and I guess rendering, or just the final outlook of all of it. Anyways, let's get started! I'll just do a quick little time lapse and skip a few stuff so that you're not bored here, because it is boring just watching a screen that's drawing and everything when there's nobody there. But I forgot to mention that as I'm drawing this, instead of doing a clean outline kind of uh, drawing, I decided to go for something a little bit more pencil-y and messy. So I decided to do my whole artwork in pencil, except the background, obviously. So the coloring will be with the pencil tool. Maybe, just maybe some airbrush here and there, but that's about it. So anyways, moving on. done with our outline. Now we're gonna do color. Hi, Zero. Uh-oh. His little ball right here is supposed to be red. Oh! He did it way more faster than everybody else. Anyways, don't forget to name your layers, or you can color code them to know to make things more organized and to know which one's which. Just a little friendly, helpful tip for everyone there. It's very useful. And apologies again for the way I sound. I'm not well. Anyways, we'll just do another quick timeline so skip through everything. I'm also doing, I think I didn't mention this, but I'm also be doing my shadows with coloring. I mean, with the pencil tool in different layers. Started on coloring everyone's eyes. I love doing this part. It's so much fun and nice. I don't think I have much to say on doing the eyes at the moment, but we'll just skip through this like everything else. Onward! Speed it up! Now that our coloring is done, we're going to be doing a little interesting technique, I guess, that I do for my shadows. Not like shadow. Duh. Anyways, I put all of my other folders of my characters into one big folder. Then, top of that folder, I put another layer and I clip it to the folder. This allows me to, I guess, use my dark color of blue with an airbrush and color everything. Everything that's in the folder still stays there. This is just a little random thing I do to do shadow and lighting. Maybe I'll explain it in another video. We can call it the tips video. No. Art tippers? Tippers sounds fun. Anyways, it's just a random little technique that I do. Then, I'm not sure how to zoom in or zoom out just yet, but I can change what type of weight these little things do. So yeah, I'll just talk back again once we actually hit there. Onwards. Now, we click near almost like the opacity, and we can change the type of layer it is. It could be many things like color burn, darken, multiply, anything. It's a little fun thing you can mess around with. I don't know much about it, but I use it to tell me to do this. It can also make stuff glow a little more. So, just a little random thing that can help you out to make your drawings look even better. If you're wondering how I did this little lighting, despite having the shadows, I used my eraser tool, the soft one, to lightly make some little highlights. And we'll just skip through a few things, so you don't see me, I guess missing stuff around. I don't know. We're now going to be doing the background. Yay! The most fun part. Well, not really fun. I keep it quite simple, actually. But I also really like doing little night backgrounds. They're really nice to do. So peaceful and beautiful and amazing. Kawaii. Right. Anyway, we're gonna make it a bit purplish and blue, since that's kind of what the sky is. Who knows? And some dark stuff to it. Just a few little random little stuff to help it pop out a bit more.
then a few little touches up here and there, and we're about done. Of course, a few little behind the scenes adjustments to it, but we're done. Anyways, here's the full art on how everything turned out. I hope you all liked it as much as I did. And I hope you all really enjoyed this video. And if possible, give it a nice little like and subscribe. And I hope you'll be back to watch a few more videos of mine. I'm still a beginner though, so I hope they make you smile and happy. And I hope they're entertaining for you whenever you're down. Anyways, have fun. Have a nice day or night, wherever you are. This is Crystal. Bye.